a warm welcome. I'm Sutton, a yoga teacher from North Yorkshire. I've put together a series of videos that you can do in your own home. I know a lot of you will be frustrated at the moment because you can't attend your normal regular yoga classes. So I'm sharing my practice with you, and today we're going to be doing some standing yoga. We'll be doing some breath awareness to start with, and then we'll be warming up the body, preparing it for some yogic standing asanas, postures. So first we'll start in Tadasana, the mountain pose, and do some breath awareness. First we'll think about our alignment, our posture in Tadasana. So if you take your awareness to your feet and just have a little gap between the two big toes, take all the toes off the floor and then fan all of the toes as you return them to the mat. And then feel nice and grounded through all four corners of your feet. You can close your eyes if you're happy to, but keep them open if you prefer. Take your awareness down to your feet and feel nice and grounded. Your knees are soft and your pelvis is balanced. Imagine there's a bowl of water sitting in your pelvis and you don't want that water to tilt forward or back. You want to have a nice level bowl of water. As you breathe in, stand up nice and tall. As you breathe out, relax the shoulders, let your shoulders drop. And take some nice deep breaths, breathing all the way in and all the way out. Breathing in through the nose and out through the nose. Continue to breathe through the nostrils throughout the practice if that feels okay for you today. This time is for you, so try and switch off. Switch off from the busyness of the day. Feeling grounded, strong and balanced like a mountain. If you've closed your eyes, slowly open them. We're going to warm up the body and we're going to warm up each body part. We're going to do a circling motion with each body part. So we'll start by taking the weight into the right foot, and I'm trying to mirror you. So come onto the ball of the left foot and start to do a circular motion with your toes, and try and include all the toes in this movement. And be mindful of sensations in the toes. Then change the direction of the circles. And then return the left foot to the floor, take your weight into the left foot and come up onto the ball of the right foot. Do a circling motion, including all of the toes on your right foot. Be mindful of sensations in your toes and change the direction of the circles. Relax the right foot, take your weight into the right foot again and bring up your left heel. So a similar movement, but we're circling the heel and now we're going to be mindful of sensations in the ankle. And change the direction of the circles. Relax the left foot, come up onto the ball of the right foot and circle the right heel. If any of these movements feel uncomfortable for you, then just leave them out. Just join in with the ones that do feel okay for you. Relaxing the right foot, we're going to focus on the knees now. So place a nice bend in the knees and slide your hands down the thighs. And then do a nice circling motion with the knees. Be mindful of sensations there. When you're in centre, change the direction of the circles. And then slide the hands back up the thighs. Take your feet a little bit wider and take your hands onto your hips. Now we're going to circle the hips. Be mindful of sensations in your hips. And change the direction of the circles. Feet a little bit closer together. We're going to work now on the shoulders. So we'll start by circling the left arm forwards. Now be mindful of sensations in your left shoulder. Change the direction of the circles. Relax the left arm and then do the same on the other side, circling the right arm forwards. And back. And relax the right arm. A little challenge for you now. Bring both of the arms out in front of you. Start to raise the left hand and lower the right hand and circle the arms in opposite directions. Don't worry if you can't do it. Relax the arms down. We'll do the same on the other side, bringing both arms up. Start to raise the right hand and lower the left hand and continue to circle the arms in opposite directions. Relaxing the arms, taking your awareness to the hands now. Clench your hands into tight fists and stretch the fingers, clenching and stretching, clenching and stretching. Be mindful now of sensations in your hands. Start to circle the hands and be mindful of sensations in your wrists. Change the direction of the circles. Flick all the fingers on both hands. Place the palms together, give your hands a nice rub, a little bit faster, a little bit faster. And then place your right hand on your heart, your left hand on your tummy, and again, take some nice deep breaths. Keep returning to the breath throughout the practice. Helps to calm the mind and calm the body. So as well as being aware of sensations in the breath, we're going to be aware of sensations in the body. So we're just going to work on the muscles in the neck now, but if you do feel any discomfort in your neck as you're doing the movements, then just stay in your upright mountain posture and focus on the breath. So first we're going to do a very slow figure of 8 with the nose. And we're just working gently on the muscles in the neck. You can do this with your eyes closed if you wish, especially if it makes you feel a bit dizzy. Next time your nose is in the centre, gently drop your chin down towards your chest. Next breath in, take your head either back to centre or continue to take your head up so that you gaze up towards the ceiling. As you breathe out, slowly bring your chin back down towards your chest. Breathing in, coming up, and breathing out, coming down. This is really good for stretching the front of the neck and the thyroid gland. And if you want to have that extra stretch, next time you're looking up towards the ceiling, open your mouth and close your mouth. Open and close. One more time. And then bring your head slowly back to centre. And then we're going to slowly turn the head to one side, back to the centre, and to the other side, and back to centre. We'll just repeat that a couple more times. Nice and slow and smooth, no jerky movements. And just be mindful of sensations in your neck. So we'll do one more stretch for the neck. We're going to take the left hand onto the left shoulder. The right hand is just going to come to the side of the head. And take a nice deep breath in. As you breathe out, slowly turn your head, tilt your head to the right, and you'll feel a little stretch down the side of the neck. Come back to centre. We'll do the same on the other side. Right hand on the right shoulder, left hand just rests on the side of the head, and you just gently tilt the left ear towards the left shoulder. Good. Coming back to centre. Just take your feet a little bit wide now. We're just going to loosen everything up. So we're just going to swing the arms from side to side. Maybe pop a little bend in the knee as you swing the arms freely from side to side. And this is just helping to loosen everything up in the body. And it's a good way of letting go of tension as well. So if there's any tension in your body, just let it go. If there's any tension in your mind, let that go. Freeing everything up. And we're getting a nice twisting motion in the body as well. In fact, we're using all the muscles in the body to do this. Movement, toes, feet, ankles, knees, thighs, hips, waist. Feel the movement in the spine, from the tail all the way up to the neck, to the shoulders, arms, hands, fingertips, neck and head. Using all the muscles in the body to warm up, to let go of any tension. Well done. Coming back to 2 feet closer together. We're going to work on the feet now. But again, if you feel at all dizzy or unbalanced doing these movements, then just come back into mountain pose and just focus on your breathing. So you could just do a very small movement, working on the soles of the feet, where you just tilt slightly forward and slightly back. Tilting forward and back, forward and back. You could even come onto the sides, you're tilting a little bit to the left, a little bit to the right. And you could continue with this small movement, or come back to centre and start coming up onto the balls of the feet and down onto the soles of the feet. Continuing to come up onto the balls of the feet and the soles of the feet. It helps if you find a mark on the floor or the wall ahead of you just to focus on. Helps with your balance. We call this focal point the drishti. And you can either continue with this movement or come up onto the balls of the feet. Stay there and take your hands into prayer position, coming up into a balance. You could stay here, you could rest your feet back on the floor, or keeping the heels off the floor, see if you can come down into a squat. Don't worry if you can't do this today, it doesn't matter. Yoga's not competitive, you just do what feels right for you. And you may be able to take your arms out in front of you. Another little challenge. See if you can keep your heels off the floor and come back up into that balance. Well done if you managed to do it, don't worry if you didn't. Relax the feet on the floor. Again, take your feet a bit wider and just swing the arms freely from side to side. Just loosen everything up again. Good. So we're going to come back into mountain pose now. So just bring your feet close together, have a little gap between the two big toes, arms relaxed down by the side of the body, shoulders relaxed, closing your eyes if you're happy to, and again take some nice deep breaths, breathing all the way in through the nose and all the way out through the nose. Start to slightly constrict the back of your throat. Make a little whisper sound in the back of the throat and try and make your breath sound like the waves of the ocean. We call this Ujjayi breathing, the victorious breath, the yogic breath. And we can use this in our yogic asanas, our yogic postures. So we'll be returning to the Ujjayi breathing later. Just return to your natural breath now. And if you've closed your eyes, slowly open them. Taking your hands into prayer position, we're going to breathe in and take the arms out to the side and overhead. As you breathe out, lower the arms and take the hands back to prayer. Breathing in and breathing out. If your neck's feeling okay, you can take your gaze up to the hands. Breathing out, lower the arms back down. You could always keep your gaze forward if you prefer. And you could continue with this movement, or you could start to add a turn to the movement. Breathing in, arms go overhead. Breathing out, you're going to turn to the left and lower the arms. So breathing in, the arms come up, and breathing out, you turn to the right, lowering the arms at the same time. Breathing in, coming up. Breathing out, lowering the arms down. And continue in time with your own breath, turning as you breathe out and coming back to center as you breathe in. So next time you're in centre, as you breathe out, lower the arms back down to the side of the body. And then start to roll your shoulders slowly forward. Really feel the mobilisation in your shoulders. And then roll the shoulders back. Going to do some side bends now. If they're too strong for you, then just come back to the position we're in now, with the arms relaxed to the side of the body. So breathing in, take your arms overhead, arms shoulder distance apart or a bit wider. You could have your feet a little bit wider too than hip distance. Take a nice deep breath in. As you breathe out, you're going to bend to the left and only go as far as feels comfortable to you. As you breathe in, come back to centre. As you breathe out, bend to the right, feeling the stretch in the left side. Breathing in, back to centre. Breathing out, bending. Breathing in and breathing out. So we'll do that one more time to each side. Breathing out. Breathing in. Next time you're in the centre, lower the arms and again start to circle your shoulders forward and circle them back. We're going to do a couple more stretches for the shoulders. So I'm just going to turn round, but hopefully you'll still be able to hear me. You're going to take one hand over a shoulder and the other hand come up the back. So you're trying to get your fingertips near each other, maybe touching, maybe interlacing, maybe not getting anywhere near each other. It doesn't matter. Relax the arms and do the same on the other side. Relax the arms and give the hands a little shake. Any of these stretches feel too strong, relax the arms back to the side of the body, and it's important not to overstretch. So next we're going to take hold of the elbows behind the back or the forearms. Some of you may be able to take the backs of the hands together and come into the reversed prayer. This is very strong for the wrists, so don't do it if you've got weak wrists. Okay, so just give the hands a little shake now. Relax the arms. And we're going to do some forward bends, and if any of the forward bends feel too strong for you, again come back to mountain. You may prefer just to do a small forward bend where you place a little bend in the knees, you slide your hands down your thighs and you just look at the floor about 4 or 5 feet in front of you. That might be enough for you today, that's fine. If any of the forward bends make you feel dizzy, take yourself back to standing. Sometimes you can feel a bit dizzy in a forward bend, especially if you suffer from high or low blood pressure. So do be careful. So to come into the forward bend, we're going to just take the feet a little bit wider, so there's 1 inch or 2 inches between the 2 big toes, and take your hands onto your hips. Take a nice deep breath in, and as you breathe out, you're going to place a nice big bend in the knees. We're going to keep the knees bent as we come down. Hinge from the hips, and then take your hands down towards the floor and lower your head down so that you're looking through that gap in your legs. Let the head hang to release tension from your neck. Let the jaw be soft and the facial muscles soft. You can either stay here to increase the stretch a little bit more in your hamstrings and calf muscles. You can start to straighten the legs and have your hands on your shins, or place the fingertips on the floor. You'll feel a strong stretch now in your hamstrings and your calf muscles. If it's too strong for you, then come out of it. Okay, go back to the forward bend with knees bent. And we'll all come back into that forward bend with the knees bent. Lower the head, look through the gap in your legs. And to come into standing, slowly slide the hands up the front of your legs, keeping your knees bent as you carefully come up into standing. So, next we're going to do a little forward bend, half forward bend sequence. And if it's not for you, if the forward bends are making you feel dizzy or you'd just rather do something a little bit more simple, go back to doing the arm movement we were doing earlier. Breathing in, breathing out, maybe turning from side to side, but leave out the forward bends if you want to. So if you'd like to join me in the sequence, we're going to place the hands into prayer position, and breathing in, we're going to take the arms out to the side. If your neck's feeling okay, take your gaze up to the ceiling or to your hands. As you breathe out, place a bend in the knees, take your arms out to the side, and we swan dive down. So the fingertips go down towards the floor. As you breathe in, come into your half forward bend with your knees bent. Sorry, straight. As you breathe out, come into your forward bend with the knees bent. Lower the head and look through the gap in the legs. As you breathe in, take your arms out to the side and come all the way up. And as you breathe out, lower the arms and take your hands back to prayer. If that felt okay, do it again. Breathing in, arms out to the side and overhead. As you breathe out, bend the knees and take the arms out to the side, swan dive down, fingertips down towards the floor. Breathing in, half forward bend, straighten the legs, hands on shins or fingertips on the floor. As you breathe out, lower the head down, your knees are bent again. Keeping the knees bent as you breathe in, take the arms out to the side, come all the way up. And as you breathe out, lower the arms and take the hands back to prayer. Breathing in and breathing out. Half forward bend, knees bent. Breathe in, come all the way up. Breathing out, back to prayer. Good, well done. So now the body's nice and warmed up, and we'll be doing some yogic postures now, some yogic asanas. So we're going to start by doing Warrior One. Warrior One, Virabhadrasana 1. So we want to come to the front of the mat. And we're going to take a big step back with the left foot, as far back as it will comfortably go. And then take your feet a little bit wider, so they're hip distance apart. You want your front foot pointing forward, and the other foot can either be 45 degrees to the front foot, or just turn the toes in slightly, the heel back a bit. Whatever's more comfortable. You need to feel grounded. So feel nice and grounded through the feet. And then you want to have a bend in the knee, and you want the knee over the ankle. If it's going towards your toes, then scoot your front foot forward a bit and have your knee pointing in the direction of your two middle toes to keep the knee protected. There's a tendency for the knee to go in, so try and keep it in line with the two middle toes. And now for the arms, we're going to have the arms just to the side, and we're looking forward. And as you breathe in, you're going to take your arms overhead. Now you could have your hands shoulder distance apart, you could take your arms wide, you could bring the palms together. Depending on how grounded you feel, you could either look forward or you could look up at your hands. Remember, you can choose which arm position feels right for you. I'm going to keep my gaze forward because I don't want to lose my balance on camera, but if you're feeling nice and grounded, you could take your gaze up towards your hands or up towards the ceiling if it feels all right for you. And we take our awareness to the breath. So we're breathing in and out through the nose. Well done. So lower the arms back down, and we'll do the same on the other side. So just turn to the left, go heels, toes with your feet, and bring yourself back to the front of the mat. And we'll take a big step back with the right foot now. As far back as it will comfortably go. Take your feet a little bit wider, hip distance apart, and then take your arms overhead. Decide which arm position feels right for you. Check your knee alignment. And we'll do some ujjayi breathing now. Breathing in through the nose and out through the nose, slightly constricting the back of the throat. Making a whisper sound and making your breath sound like the waves of the ocean. Well done. Lower the arms, turn a little bit to the right and go heels, toes, and come back to the front of your mat. Next we're going to be doing a forward bend. Parshvattanasana, the pyramid pose, is quite strong, and if it's too strong for you, then you come back to standing, just like any of the postures. If they feel too strong, come back to mountain pose. So we're going to have the same foot and leg position as warrior one. We want to have the right foot forward and the left foot back to begin with, and we want to take the feet a little bit wider. Hip distance apart, the feet, one foot forward, the other one just turned in slightly. Good. But in this posture, we want to keep the legs straight, but you can pop a little micro bend in the front knee, especially if the knee is locking. So I'll talk you through it, and you only go down as far as feels comfortable to you. So traditionally, you have your hands in the reversed prayer position, and this opens up the chest center. But if you want to keep your hands free to place on your thighs or your shins, or maybe even on the floor, start with your hands on your hips. Or if you do want to open the chest center, but the reverse prayer is quite tricky for you, then just take hold of your lower arms, taking your hands towards the elbows, and this is a little bit easier. Lots of options. Choose the one that feels right for you. Okay, so starting with a nice deep breath in. As you breathe out, you're going to hinge from your hips and just come a little bit down towards that right leg. This might be enough for you. Each time you breathe out, you may be able to come down a little bit more. If your knee is beginning to lock, pop a little bend in it. And if you want to go down further, your hands could either rest lightly on the thigh or come down to your shin. If you're feeling quite flexible, then you may be able to take your hands, your fingertips either side of the foot, but this is strong, so only do it if it feels okay for you. Ujjayi breathing, the victorious breath. To come into standing, we're going to have a little bend in that front knee. We're going to push through the foot to come up to standing. If you're going to place your hands anywhere, place them lightly on your thigh. Don't place them on the knee. It's not good for your knee. Well done. Another little turn to the left. Heels, toes, and come back to standing, feet together. Doing the same on the other side. The right foot is forward, the left foot is back. Sorry, the left foot is forward. Yeah, the right foot is back. Take your feet a little bit wider. And remember, we're aiming to keep this front leg straight, but you can pop that little micro bend in it. Decide again what you're going to do with your arms and hands, what position they're going to go in. And then take a nice deep breath in as you stand up tall. As you breathe out, hinge from your hips, come a little bit closer down towards that leg. That might be enough. Each time you breathe out, you may be able to come down a little bit more. You might find one side is a little bit more easier than the other. And maybe you could take your hands, your fingertips either side of your foot. If your knee's locking, little micro bend there. If everything's feeling okay, stay as you are. Maybe just take your gaze to that leg. Ujjayi breathing.
Breathe into the stretch. To come into standing, place a little bend in that knee. Push yourself up through that front foot. Turn a little bit to the right, heels, toes, and bring your feet back together again. Well done. So next we're going to do some wide-legged standing postures. So we're going to take the feet as wide as they will comfortably go. And we're going to start by doing the goddess pose, sometimes known as the horse pose. You want to turn your toes out to the corners of the mat, pointing into the corners of the mat. And you're going to place a bend in your elbows, have the palms facing forwards. Take a nice deep breath in. As you breathe out, place a little bend in the knees and sink down a little bit. That might be enough for you. Or each time you breathe out, you may be able to come down a little bit more. Try and keep nice and upright. Breathing in and breathing out. When you've come down as far as you want to go, just see if you can stay there a little bit longer, focusing on your breathing. And if it becomes too strong, then take yourself back up again. Try and smile. One more deep breath in and out. Well done. So push through the feet, raise your arms up, lower your arms back down to the sides. Well done. So we're going to go toes, heels, toes, heels, toes, heels. Give your feet and legs a little shake. And next we'll be coming into Virabhadrasana 2, Warrior 2. So again, we want the feet as wide as they will comfortably go. And turn your left foot to the side. So it's pointing to the left. And then you can either keep your right foot 45 degrees to the front foot, or you could turn it in slightly and push the heel back a little bit. It's all about comfort and feeling grounded. So you might just want to adjust your feet a little bit, just so that you know that you feel comfortable and grounded. And we're going to have the arms up at shoulder height, and we're going to try and keep them at this level. And then we're going to place a bend in the front knee, and we want the knee to be over the ankle again. So if it's going towards the toes, then scooch the front foot forward a little bit. Okay, just check that your knee is in line with the two middle toes again, and then turn to face the front again. Breathing in, take your arms up. Breathing out, take them down. Breathing in and breathing out. Breathing in and out. Now this time you're going to turn to face the middle finger of the left hand, your front hand, and it's a soft gaze. So we're in Warrior 2, feeling strong and energized like a warrior. Well done. Lower the arms. Take your feet back so that they're parallel, and we'll do the same on the other side. Only if it feels okay for you. If you want to have a rest, then rest in mountain pose. So we're turning the right foot round to the side, the left foot maybe slightly turned in, and we want that bend in the knee over the ankle. Just check your knee alignment, and then we want to take the arms up to shoulder height. Breathing in, breathing out. Breathing in, breathing out. Again. Now this time, keep your arms at shoulder height. Turn to face the middle finger of the right hand. Nice soft gaze, middle finger, Ujjayi breathing. feeling grounded and strong through the feet in Virabhadrasana 2. Good. Well, lower the arms, turn the feet so that they're parallel, and do your heels, toes, heels, toes, heels, toes, and give your feet and legs a little shake. Next, from Warrior 2, we're going to come into the reversed warrior, so sometimes known as the dancing warrior. It's quite strong, especially for the back, and if you have a weak back, just listen to your body come out of it again if it doesn't feel quite right for you. Okay, so we take the feet wide as they will comfortably go, and turn the left foot, and then place a bend in the knee over the ankle, check for knee alignment, arms up to shoulder height. So you could just stay in Warrior 2 if you prefer. Or to come into the reversed warrior, this back hand is coming onto the back of the thigh. The front hand turns up so the palm faces up, and you bring the arm up, and you can either look at your arm or you could look up at your fingertips. So you could stay here. To increase the stretch, you could slide your hand down the back of the leg towards the back of the knee, if it feels okay. If there's any discomfort in your back, because there's a slight back pain going on, you could just lean forward a little bit. Good. The reversed warrior. Come back to Warrior 2. Then lower the arms and have your feet parallel, heels, toes, heels, toes. We'll do the same on the other side if it feels okay. So feet are wide again, and turn your right foot. Heels lined up. A knee over the ankle, arms at shoulder height. Stay here, or reversed warrior. Focus on your breath. Hands back to shoulder height. Warrior 2. Lower the arms. Feet parallel. Heels, toes, heels, toes, heels, toes. Give your feet a nice shake. Well done. Next, we're going to do a wide-legged side angle stretch. So take your feet wide as they'll comfortably go. Turn the left foot, place a bend in the knee over the ankle, and place the back of the right hand onto the lower back. You can either place the lower arm lightly onto the left thigh, keeping this right shoulder back, or you can take your hand down towards the floor, placing the arch of the left hand in front of the arch of the right foot. Okay. Whichever position you feel comfortable in, you can either keep the back of the hand on the lower back, or you can take the right arm up so that it's vertical, or to come into that side angle stretch, you want to have the upper arm just above the ear, feeling that stretch down the right side. Then take your arm back up, lower the arm down, and carefully come back to having both of your feet parallel. That felt okay. Have a go on the other side. Turn the right foot now, and maybe the left foot slightly, and then place a bend in the right knee. Place the back of the left hand on the lower back, and decide where you're going to place your right arm. Make sure that the left shoulder is back. Either keep the left hand where it is, or take the arm up, or to come into that increased stretch, the upper arm is above the ear. Feeling that stretch now down the left side. Arm comes back up, lower the arm down and carefully bring yourself back up again. Heels, toes, heels, toes, heels, toes. Give your feet and legs a little shake. So we're going to do one more wide-legged posture, yogic posture, the wide-legged forward bend now. If forward bends aren't for you today, then just stay in standing, stay in mountain pose and have a little rest. If you don't think you're going to be able to touch the floor, you might want to take hold of a block or 2 blocks or some books and just have them about 2 feet in front of you. And then take your feet nice and wide as they will comfortably go. Your feet are parallel in the wide-legged forward bend. And we're going to take the hands onto the hips. Take a nice deep breath in and hinge from the hips, keeping a neutral spine. Take your hands either onto the floor or if you've got some blocks, pop your hands on the blocks. So you're creating a triangular shape between the hands and the feet. And you could either stay here in this modified version, or you could increase the stretch by taking your hands between the feet and lowering your head down. The weight of your head will take you that little bit further down. And you could stay here, or you could take hold of your big toes with your index fingers and thumbs and look through that gap in your legs. If it's too strong, then take yourself back into that triangle shape with your hands and your feet. Breathing into the stretch. And when you're ready to come out of it, take your hands back out in front of you and start to do heels, toes, until your feet are hip distance apart or a bit wider. Keeping the knees bent, slowly bring yourself back up into standing. Well done. So we're going to do one more standing posture. And we're going to do a balance now. We're going to do the tree pose. But if you'd rather not come into a balance, again, you might just want to rest in mountain pose, in Tadasana. Or if you want to use a chair, you could just pop a chair to the side of you to hold on to. Or if you've got a wall nearby, you could use a wall for support. And just choose the option that feels right for you. So I'm going to place my weight into my left foot. And I'm going to try and find a mark on the floor or the wall ahead to focus on to help with my balance. And turn the right knee to the side. Either have the ball of the foot on the floor with the heel just resting above the ankle, option 1, or place the foot just to the side of the calf muscle. You can lightly place the foot to the side of the knee, but if you're pressing into the knee, it's not good for it. So take your foot back to either the calf or just above the ankle. The last option is to place the sole of the foot on the inside of the thigh. And then see if you can take your hands into prayer position and focus on your breathing. When you're ready, carefully come back onto 2 feet. And then we'll have a go on the other side, taking the weight into the right foot, deciding where you're going to place the left foot. Placing your hands into prayer position. Looking at your drishti. focusing on your breath. And then come back to 2 feet and give your feet and legs a little shake. We're going to rest now, and you can either rest in mountain pose or the ragdoll pose. The ragdoll pose is another forward bend. If the forward bends are making you feel dizzy, then just stay in mountain pose. If you'd like to do the ragdoll pose, you take your feet a bit wider than hip distance apart. Place a bend in the knees, a nice deep bend in the knees, and then you just fold forward. And you let your arms and hands hang. You let your head hang as if you're like a puppet or a rag doll. And you could either just stay still looking through your legs, or you could take hold of your lower arms and just swing yourself slowly and gently from side to side, releasing any tension. Allowing yourself to have a little rest. And then when you're in centre, keeping the knees bent, slowly bring yourself back up to standing. Coming into mountain pose. Just checking your alignment, closing your eyes if you're happy to. Taking your awareness back to your breath. So take some nice deep breaths, breathing all the way in through the nose and all the way out through the nose. Breathing in deeply and exhaling fully. Just noticing and observing the effects of the practice. If you've closed your eyes, slowly open them. Well done, you've completed the standing yoga postures section today. So you might like to go on and do another of the videos, or you might like to take yourself into the final relaxation posture, have a little rest in Shavasana. We're going to finish by saying Namaste, and it just means that the light in me salutes the light in you. Namaste. Take care, keep safe, and hopefully see you again soon.